Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Sing Confidently, Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. I'm really excited that you're here. Anytime that you're listening to this, it just excites me because this show is called Sing Confidently, Live Creatively. Live creatively is the aspect that excites me sometimes even more than like the confident singing part of it, even though, like, of course I want to be a confident singer. I want you all to be confident performers, so not only singers but actors, dancers, creative artists in whatever field. I want us to be confident. But the part of it that really gets me excited when I know that you guys are listening, and if I talk to you over DM, or you leave a review, or I just see that you guys are listening, it excites me because that means more of us are finding ways to have creative lives. And that is exciting to me. I've shared my story before. You guys know that I was in medical school. That's how this whole podcast started. It was like, be creative with me in medical school. I was trying to find ways, anything that I could do to be creative, even though I did not like at all the career path that I had chosen and that I was in. And when I left that behind to pursue a creative life, I knew that I didn't want to do it alone. And I knew that I wasn't the only person who felt that there is something more for me, that I have creative gifts that I know I want to use, even if it's as a side hustle, as a creative outlet, as a hobby. It's still worthwhile. And even if it is something that I want to pursue as my career, that is worthwhile. That's meaningful. And I just wonder, and that's what excites me about this show is seeing that people are listening from all over the world, and that you're listening, and that you also have these creative dreams, and you also want to be an artist in one way or another. And if you're like me, then what has potentially stopped you and what has potentially hindered you, that goes back to the whole confidence part of it, is that there are beliefs and fears that have stopped you from even starting or from even pursuing with intention, right? Maybe you do sing, but it's a hobby, and it's not a hobby that you're intentional about. It's not something that you really pay much attention to, and it's just for fun, and that's great. But sometimes we leave it like that because we have limiting beliefs around, well, it's not really worth, being intentional about. It's not really worth my time, my energy, or even money, like to get coaching or get support. It's not worth it because it's just a hobby. But I want you to know that that can be a limiting belief. That can be something that actually holds you back from developing and building your confidence in that hobby of singing or of acting or of dancing or of writing or of playing guitar, you know? And maybe not, maybe that's genuinely it, but sometimes maybe that is it. And for me, there was a limiting belief of, this career is not, like, this isn't a real thing. This isn't something I should pay attention to. This is something that I have to just do to the side, and then maybe later I can do more of it. This is something that just I should put on the back burner. And maybe there are seasons for everything, but I knew deep down that that's not what I actually wanted to do, and that God had put in me this desire for a reason. And I want to remind you every single time you listen to this podcast, like, I want you to come back again and again and get this reminder that you don't have to let limiting beliefs and fear and doubt and shame even around your love for the creative arts and singing and performing, you don't have to allow that to stop you from pursuing this creative path, from learning to sing, to act, to perform, to dance with confidence. You can allow it. You can actually allow limiting beliefs and fears to stop you. It's a thing that you can do, but I want you to know that you don't have to. You don't have to let limiting beliefs around how much worth, right, society and culture and we internally place or don't place on the arts. Like, you don't have to let that stop you from pursuing the arts. You can recognize that, no, that's a limiting belief. That's something that could limit me and keep me from being intentional about my love for singing, about my desire to build confidence as a performer, about this creative gift that I believe God has put inside of me. I can let that limiting belief keep me small and limit me, or I can call it out and say, you know what? Maybe some people think that it's not worthwhile to be an artist or to be a performer or to do something creative. That's, they can believe that. I'm choosing not to believe that because that is limiting me from then pursuing and being intentional about the gifts that God has given me. And that is something that I know, like, I can't let that happen. And that's on period. Like, I cannot let that happen. I can't let that limiting belief hold me back. And I want you to have that fire, to have that certainty that you will not let a limiting belief around what is worthy or what is worth your time. Don't let that stop you. Call out that limiting belief, like recognize what it is. So, I always talk about like first things first, like surrender. Take a moment to sit with God. Okay, what am I believing that is maybe holding me back from doing this thing that I really want to do? What is that belief? Call it out for what it is. Realize that it's limiting you, that it's a fear, right? Maybe it's like, okay, the limiting belief might be that, singing isn't really a worthy use of my time if I'm not as good as Beyonce. Okay, right? Or like if I'm not as good as this other person down the street. Okay, so that's a limiting belief because that's saying that it's not worth my time. So it's not worth me growing or developing my skill in singing, because singing is a skill. It's something you can learn, right? However, so once you realize that, okay, that's a limiting belief, and then you can also uncover, okay, what is the fear around it? Because there's fear, right? And so maybe the fear is that, okay, if I do try to grow the skill of singing, if singing truly is a skill, okay, something I can learn. Well, if I do try and I don't sound very good after a couple voice lessons, or I don't sound very good, like things haven't really changed after, I started singing a little bit, after dinner every night, and I just don't really feel like anything's happening. Well, and then maybe the fear is that, well, then I won't like actually grow. Like that's a fear that I have. Like, what if I literally never get any better? And like I want to get better, right? That's a fear. And like it can really stop you. Like it can actually be debilitating. Like, do you ever have that fear? Like, what if I literally never get any better than this as a dancer or as an actor or as a performer or as a creative? Like, what if this is my limit? I have that fear sometimes, right? So call it out. Call out what is the limiting belief? What is that fear? And start to question it. Start to challenge it. I use the word of God. What does God say about me? What does God say about my giftings, right? God says that with him, nothing is impossible. So that means that I can grow. I can keep developing. You can also like fight it back with like reality. Like, okay, the reality is if you put in effort and you put in the right effort, right? So it's helpful to know what are the right steps to take. Okay, if you're listening to this before my Sing Confidently workshop on Saturday, February 1st, I'm going to go through the steps that you actually need to take to build confidence in the skill of singing, in the skill of performing in that workshop. It's free and it's virtual, so go sign up. But like you have to not only know that you're taking action, but also the right kind of action, right? So if I'm taking the right kind of action, then it is possible for me to develop and to grow. So I will grow, right? And so challenging that fear. So once you call out the fear, call out the limiting belief, then challenge it. And then from there, I want you to just remind yourself again and again that yes, you might feel like you can't start to sing, you can't start to do this one thing. There are these limiting beliefs. You acknowledge them. You know that these fears are there. Challenge them again and again and repeat the truth to yourself. Repeat what is true. All right. And I want you to just know that at the end of the day, I'm here cheering you on. This podcast is here for you. I really want this to be like a community of creatives around the world and like performing artists. So I would love to chat with you. Like I really want to like meet with you guys, and that's why I'm excited for this workshop. Hopefully on Saturday, February 1st, you'll be there and we can like meet and say hi to each other and connect, and you can ask questions. Like there'll be live coaching at the end. Like you can come with a song and you're like, Estelle, I've been working on this song for months on my own and I just want to hear what you think about this one section that I feel like it's just not right. Like bring that song and we can do it together. And so we'll be doing vocal warm-ups together as well. You guys will be muted. You don't have to sing in front of anyone if you don't want to, but it's just an opportunity for you to come and to learn the actual steps to build confidence as a singer and to know that it is possible. So don't let any limiting beliefs or fears stop you from taking the right kind of action, okay? I would love to see you at the workshop. I would love to meet you. Again, that community feeling is something that's going to be, I just feel like could be really powerful with this podcast. And so I'd love to meet you guys at the workshop. And as always, you can come over to Instagram and say hi to me, and you can come to the Facebook group and say hi to me. And I'd love to meet you guys there. But I'm really, really excited for this workshop. I really believe that if you come and you don't let the limiting belief or the fear stop you, and you come and you just are present and you show up and you bring a cup of tea and you're just like, okay, I'm here. Let's see what happens. Like, I really believe you're going to get something out of it. So go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio to sign up there. You can go to the link in the show notes below to sign up there. And you guys, it's free, and you'll also get the replay if you register. So even if you can't make it the entire time or at all, you will get the replay to watch it and go through on your own at home. So you can still get the actual information that you need to build confidence as a singer. Okay, so today I want you to say to yourself, I will not let, say it with me, I will not let, yes, limiting beliefs and fear stop me from being an artist with confidence. I will not let limiting beliefs and fear stop me from being an artist with confidence. And you can insert singer, you can insert performer, actor, whatever you want to say, but don't let those limiting beliefs and fears stop you. Do not, okay? I'm here cheering you on as always. Hopefully I'll see you guys at the workshop on Saturday, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.